I want to immediately start off by giving a huge shout out to Martini for becoming the latest general. Latest general. Martini, you're crazy generous. Thank you so much. But also, once again, a huge shout out to everyone that is supporting the channel. If you're a Patreon, if you're a YouTube member, if you're a subscriber, even if you're a non-subscriber, but you're just watch the videos, huge thank you. I really do mean it. It means a lot to me. Because I'm a full-time PhD student. And I have talked about this in the past, but I did change projects, so I might make like a new video. But basically that's a, an 8 to 5, 8 to 6 kind of full-time day job. And then in the evening I try to do YouTube and bring you guys daily content. Sometimes I'm not able to post daily. Sometimes I'm just really tired and it just doesn't work. But with you guys' support, that gives me both motivation but also literally the financial support to keep things going the way they are going. So big thank you once again. So we're going to be going to my point of view, and we're going to keep it that way. Sometimes we'll go neutral, but it'll lag quite badly. But yeah, Territorial Commando Zoot, it's kind of Berlin Command but worse. Okay, there's a lot of interesting units you can use. For example, you do have the Fallschirmjäger B1 recon units that I just deleted, but you also have the AMX-10 RC. These are recon kind of glass cannons, the French ones. They have mediocre stealth, and they have a good gun, 65% accuracy when standing still at max range. That is actually really good. I don't know if they buffed this at some point, or they actually nerfed it or whatever, but that's a really beautiful unit to have. 120 points, quite expensive. And in terms of regular infantry, we have Pioneer Armburst. These are our shock units. They have a G3 battle rifle, they have the MG3, and they have quite a bad, but relatively fast firing and accurate anti-tank weapon. And behind them we have regular Pioneers. So once again, shock troops. They have the G3 battle rifle, the MG3, and they have satchel charges. So all of these guys just come in trucks, nothing really mechanized, nothing in warriors or any APCs, which is a big downside of this battle group. We do also have some Jaegers in M113s, so we do get some 50 cal MG3 support from the M113s. We have a leader, Jaegerführer. We have Bofors guns, indeed, Bofors. We have Roland 3, and we have a couple more Bofors, couple supply trucks, and we have our 155mm howitzers that we called in immediately. For recon, we have a Gazelle cannon that we're moving forward. And that is pretty much it, to be honest. I kind of just wanted to get as much infantry as possible and play it really conservative, because the enemy has 35th, they have 4th Machschützen, they have 7th and 39, so they have really good battle groups. We have 1st Armored, 82nd Airborne, 2nd Panzergrenadier, and we have Territorial Commando suit. So, just going into neutral mode so we can see where everyone's going. I got Mr. Zeke on the left as the 4th Machschützen. We got Maverick going over here as the 7th. We have Shameless going to the kind of mid-right Charlie with the 39, and we have Beats on the far right as 35th. I was really expecting to see Beats on the far left in the city, but that didn't quite happen the way it did. And once again, we are back with the Bolt Sauce nickname. How about that? Bolt Sauce is back. On the right side, kind of a bad start for our teammate here. And getting blasted by Mi-24s. That is definitely a Beats TV starting, unit composition. But also Shane is quite new. He is actually, freshly born, a warm, steaming baby kind of blue. Okay. So it's going to be quite a hard time for Shane here. But we do have someone on Discord that was actively helping him in the voice chat. But since it was kind of chaotic with all the comms, I decided to do a replay commentary of this instead. We have Einz's OH-58C tri-combo, managing to destroy 2 Mi-8s. That was quite nice. While THC is moving up in the middle with his 1st Armored. Also relatively new player. So it's definitely going to be quite a challenge. Now on the left, as I said, I was playing quite conservative. So we have some infantry, some Pioneer Armburst, Pioneer Armburst, and the same thing over here, just to hold. We have some AA over here, we have our commands, some supplies. And meanwhile over here, I was moving an AMX-10 RC across the bridge. And we managed to doink that truck there. so that was quite nice. And we have a Bofors going over there as well. Basically just to be an annoyance to him. I'm not really pushing up with anything there anytime soon. But right now, +3. Not too bad of a start. We have Ainz over here pushing, and he's playing as the 82nd. So we're also really not making use of our, you know, battle group strengths in terms of where we are going on the map. We lose a poor Jaeger squad there to a Matisse, or Metis. The Pioneers, although they are shocked, there's, you know, 3 squads here that have pretty good machine guns, so we're just gonna fall back with them. And ideally, you would get into satchel charge range. So that's what I'm trying to do. I fall back, break the line of sight, and then group up my boys, and hope that he keeps pushing forward, so I can get the Pioneers up here. So the Pioneers, still not in range of satchel charges. It's quite a short distance that they can throw it. It says 150 meters, but basically it's, you know, halfway into this playground. So that's like, what, 20 meters? Yeah, that's about the realistic kind of range. But yeah, we are still not in range of the satchel, so we do try to fall back with the ones that are hurt. And we keep these guys there for a little bit longer. We have our supply there, and we just try to fix those guys up. Now, middle, we have a full cap on it, but if we just go into neutral, Aimless definitely has the upper hand here. There's no recon being used by THC, which is a huge problem. Not a single recon. There's one on the far left, but not even unloaded. And the far right, Shane is getting blasted by Beats. Beats has a really good position here. Also a really good battle group to play with. And Shane seems to be focusing on things that aren't really a priority right now, which is anti-air. Arguably, you would have to spend more on infantry. And, you know, maybe just get a plane instead of anti-air. So THC is helping out with a Tornado F3. Trying to go for the MiG-25. Ooh, he does get it, and that's a huge kill, actually. Does it survive? No, the Cub gets it with the last missile. But that was worth it, I think. That seaplane is a big problem. So Zeke's 30mm are being a huge problem. He also has a good supply situation going on here. So the Matisse and Aufklär are getting nicely resupplied. He has fresh supplies in the back. That is exactly how you want to do an urban fight. We do unleash our artillery, the 105mm, and we have 4 120mm mortars. Really didn't know if they did anything. So there's 6 and 8 squads, or 6 and 8 man squads. I wonder if the mortars did any damage to him. They might have panicked him a little bit, but I don't think it did more than that, to be honest. But Pioneers here, they are now in satchel charge range, I believe. No? Nope. Just out of range. We do have a supply here, so this Pioneer unit is getting repaired. This guy is routed. Hopefully he can come back really soon. But on the left, we now have a kind of a problem. So Maverick has helped Zeke with a recon heli, while Zeke has invested in Mi-24P. Bofors is doing his absolute best here, but you know, that's a World War II AAPs. It did stun it, but it's gonna need like a hot minute to maybe destroy that thing. But yeah, we're just not having a good time right now. We're just not having a good time. We got a couple of 120s firing at us as well. Mi-8 supplies, there's 2 Cubs there. A good supply situation, good artillery situation, and really well done with the 30mm. I do appreciate that kind of gameplay. So I'm just hoping that my artillery does enough damage. That's really the goal here with the 120s and the 155s. There's a lot of them. These guys are firing full time. On the right side, I am moving one Humvee with green berets, so hopefully take over at least this road, so we're sure that that is guarded. And we also have some recon Jaegers coming up there. So over here, we're basically in a full-on retreat. We're trying to fall back with dudes, get them repaired. I call in a couple of bombers. That actually does a huge amount of damage. We destroy a Pioneer and a Metis. And the Jaeger and Aufklär are really hurt, so they're gonna have to fall back. So that kind of saved me. But with that, we also decide to fall back, get our guys repaired. We have a couple supply trucks here, ready to go. Over here, we did get into the buildings. We spot the Einsatzgruppe. really good recon units actually. They got the M16s, dual M249s, their special forces, shock training. Really, really good.
Berlin deck.
Okay, you might have heard that, but I actually didn't know I was still on Discord. So those guys that you just heard were actually in this game. But they'll notice that tomorrow. My mute key is also my mute key on Discord. And while I was muted on Discord, I pressed it so I could cough. But that unmuted me on Discord, so I'm just gonna try to not cough this entire video, okay? Anyways, left side is a total loss. That is definitely not gonna recover, so we do call in some AA and infantry to hold that. While over here, we just have supply trucks that aren't moving in yet. I don't know what I was doing at this point, but let's just go into my point of view. Oh yeah, I was a bit busy giving some artillery support here on the enemy command. And we managed to actually destroy that T-72 command unit. And that neutralizes the game for now. But that is actually really, really important that we did that. Now on the right side, Shane, with the help of other people on Discord, but also DHC, who is also a new player, they have managed to kind of crawl their way back into the zone, which is really, really good to see. Like a little bit of communication and some live support, as in, you know, tips and tricks. You know, have a recon on the left side of the plateau, use the highway to kind of sneak up on people because the line of sight is horrible. All that kind of stuff is really, really important. And that is actually one thing he could have done here. There's only one dude with an RPG, 4 RPGs, probably gonna hit only 3 of them. Probably gonna be spotted and get killed immediately after the first shot. So you could literally just drive all the way up here without anyone firing at you, except for this Metis team. But you get the idea. Like, you can do a lot of things, but just by reading the terrain. So on the left, we have once again a push by Zeke. I am basically trying to limit damage. We're on full damage control right now. I'm trying not to be too aggressive with our units. We are losing a couple pioneers here and there. I try to basically fall back with this guy, get him behind the building, and just fall back into the forest, move up the green berets instead, fall back with this guy who's on 1 health. And basically, we try to alternate that way. And we move the fresh pioneers up, just to, you know, eat the damage. We did lose that one infantry unit, I believe. Yeah, we did, which is a shame. Just in time too, because we just got artied badly there. So green berets, pretty good units to have. Special forces, you know, shock trait, airborne. But low manpower, 6-man squads. Just not enough. So yeah, we're just defending right now. Over here, Maverick is pushing up against Eins. Eins doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good just to hold it. One thing that I would say is not good is the lack of recon. Now I kind of have the same thing. I'm fighting for my life here. But there's one recon here, one on the left, but this guy doesn't see anything. So once again, reading the map, this guy would have to move up, which would have helped with spotting stuff, but this guy's blind right now. This guy, decent recon unit to have actually. If I just move into my point of view, it can definitely spot some things. That Strela, for example, that conquers that infantry there. But you know, you can be a little bit more aggressive with recon and just get them pretty much on every part of your front line. I am lacking recon mainly because I'm having a hard time surviving this match. This is rough. This is not easy for sure. Artillery doing a decent job here, just to keep them at bay. Have them, you know, have to fall back to reload and that kind of stuff. That's doing pretty good. I'm not quite sure. That is once again kind of a misread of which unit type it is. Strela 10M, obviously non-radar. So a seaplane really isn't going to do anything unless it has good guns on it. But back to the right, Beatus actually pushed back quite a bit. He has been pushed back a lot, actually. Not like he's spread out or anything. I'm really wondering what kind of happened here. Shane's units are doing pretty good. I'm really, really surprised. I think Wow, the amount of Fliegerfaust, that is insane. That might have actually done it. They might have shut down the 35th Airborne power, and that just turns it into a ground fight. And since Shane is second Panzergrenadier, that might have actually turned the tide, so I take it back about the Fliegerfaust. How many does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 of them. 9 Fliegerfaust, look at that. Alright, so at this point we're about 600 points in the lead. We have some green berets that we called in, we have some fresh supplies. Zeke is pushing though, and we are falling back. Green berets got a really good kill on that SPW. They might have actually saved some of these units. Then we get AT gemmed, and we lose that supply, which is a shame. But yeah, those skyscrapers can see just about that patch. That kind of sucked. That kind of sucked quite a bit. So we call in some planes. We have a cluster plane. We have some bombers. We have 2 cluster planes actually. So we get the F4 on the infantry and just hope it does some damage to the building or the infantry, which it doesn't. And then we target where his AA was, but the angle was a little bit too extreme, so we don't get the drop bombs, and we try to just get out with this guy. So it flies all over the enemy territory, flies over the center line, and it actually gets out, which is amazing. And the Mirage almost killed that MiG-21 as well. So not too bad, not too bad. At this point, we notice that he has Sicherungs, he has Pioneers, they don't have any anti-tank weapons. I just decide to roll these Jaegers up all the way to the front line and do a little bit of a counter-attack at this point. So we unload the boys. M113s we're going to keep here. These guys, again, no anti-tank. So it's going to be perfect. There is, however, some Jaeger somewhere here. All the way back here. Panzergrenadiers, Fallschirmjägers, Metis teams, and fresh Fallschirmjäger squad here. But for now, all of our machine guns are doing pretty good work. We're thinning out the board here. This is a quad stack or triple stack of Sicherungs. Quite painful. And we're getting MLRS now by Zeke and Mavericks. So Mavericks RM70s were actually opening up, which I am definitely not built for handling. But we do have the 120s raining down on the enemy at all times, so we get some more bombers. Try to weaken those buildings or try to do some form of damage. And we get some more planes coming in. So once again another HE bombing run. Cleans up that Sicherung. And we have a cluster plane going to the old known position of AA. So if we go into neutral mode, there's a Cub. And that was our target this entire time. Wonder if I got it. Yes, I did. But that was quite painful, I think, for Zeke's anti-air, but in terms of infantry, we really didn't do too much damage. Kind of a shame. Kind of a shame. But yeah, as you can see, we kind of lack the holding forces. Like, all of our infantry is mediocre. We do have green berets, but they're honestly really not good for long-term fights. We have Jaeger, which are decent, but they're more of supplementary infantry, so infantry used to buff up your better ones. You have the arm burst, but besides the arm burst and engineers, you really don't have anything, and that's painful. But we noticed he was firing mortars from there. I called in a plane to destroy that. Didn't really want to be mortared the entire time myself. And at this point, Heinz comes in with an Apache, which I greatly appreciate. Look at that. Look at that wallpaper, my dudes. Isn't that beautiful? This game is really picturesque. That is amazing. Anyways, let's continue. It's a bit dark though. It's a bit cloudy. Cloudy day on Twin Cities. But we call in some Gazelle cannons. Try to help out a little bit. We bomb whatever that was. And the Gazelle cannons can now take over from the Apache. Apache has done a huge amount of work here. There might have been a... what is that? Tunguska? Biryusa, I think. Yeah. But we got that. We are still holding on to our zone. And the right side is in a really good position, actually. So Shane has clawed his way back to the front and is now using a lot of armor. So Scimitar Recon in front of 2 tanks. That is beautiful to see. Leopard 25s doing a great job. Really good tanks at close range for sure. But also really accurate. 60% and 50%. Which is quite amazing. Hell yeah, look at that. I wonder if that got anything. Oh yeah, that got a command. Who marked it? Oh, Shane did. Good work, Shane. Oof, man, 2A3 versus T64. Ooh, does 1 HP damage. T64 fires faster. And keeps hitting, dude. My god. Wow, that is 4 for 4. 2A3 missed. 5 shots in a row that hit. Is that a successful shot at work right now? 6-1 missed. That stressed him out quite a bit though. I wonder who's gonna win this fight. Ooh, my god, dude. Hull breach. Dude, that sucks. That sucks so much. That is painful. That looked kind of beautiful with the fireworks though. Man, that is rough. So let's go back to the left. We are getting absolutely hammered. MiG-21 bis coming in. We do have some AA here, Rolands. And we have a Bofors, and we actually managed to take that out. And I believe this Roland here got the most amount of points from all my units, so he did some damage. Yeah, once again, left is just not doing so good. At this point, Maverick is helping out a little bit as well, but it's mainly Zeke. And 4th Infantry has a shit ton of infantry. As you can see, he can just keep calling in units. Units after units, and I'm basically out of infantry. There's one more plan that I have in mind that could possibly work, and that is an airmobile assault to the other side of the city. Try to, you know, hunt that command down and try to just create a full zone capture instead of actual territorial capture. 29s, man, destroying that Apache, that is painful. Roland firing at the MiG-29, we actually do manage to take that out, nice. So in the end, was that worth it? Probably still was, to be honest. Going back to the middle, Shameless, getting awfully close with BMP3s. Definitely not something you want to do when you're up against enemy tanks. That is one thing. Otherwise, really good units to have. I would probably keep them back here at like 2400 meters range. At least. Because any shot from a tank is going to kill those at this range. So Chieftain Mark 11 moving in. Aiming at the BMP3. And yep, that's a one-shot right there. Just a waste of a really good unit. Ooh, I don't know which unit fired at this thing. That was close. Oh, the Challenger probably. That saved this Terrier Para unit. Really well done. So right side, still kind of a status quo right now. Just going into neutral. Yeah, Beats is in a corner, trying to hold on, but I think Beats' main strength is definitely air usage, but with the amount of Fliegerfaust everywhere, that kind of shuts down that plan. Yeah, that my 24 is already messed up. So, going back to the left, once again, we're still trying to just hold on for dear life. We have some M48s that we called in, giving some fire support. Trying to clap this recon unit. And we have some fresh supplies here. We're gonna fall back with this Jaeger and basically immediately stop. To fix it. So we just move it back out of the building, and then we just click stop E, so that it gets repaired as soon as it's, you know, out of that shock. So Ein's doing decent. He's holding the zone, But once again, yeah, a little bit clustered, but in general he's doing his best and it is actually working nicely. Toe Cobra did some damage there, destroyed that unit, really good. He's getting shot at by Man Pants, but he notices it and falls back, so really well done. And over here, he has some airborne moving in, and the enemy has invested a lot into this area actually. So Maverick has gone all out on the second city here. Going back to the middle, THC is helping out with some Gazelle rockets, getting fired at by Iglis. But luckily the first round is a training round, so the second one is gonna hit and the third one is gonna miss again. There you go. But I did manage to get some rockets off, so not too bad. Yeah, this is just a painful game. We got about 17 minutes left. I am officially out of infantry. I just called in the last units. We have our airmobiles. We have our mortars queued up to smoke. And we're just gonna try to take this over, and I'm actually gonna just shut up and look at it from neutral mode because I enjoy a movie. This is gonna be great. The moment they move, I will just be quiet. Okay. This game is super scenic, and I do plan to make like a cinematic movie at some point. Maybe use like AI generated voices, you know, get some actors, feed it some voice clips or audio clips from actors and stuff. You could make a really cool kind of movie. I'll try to make it like quite long as well, like you know, an hour and a half maybe, if I can. That would definitely be tricky though. That would have to, you know, require some serious writing. We would have to think about battles, we would have to think about stories, all that kind of stuff. Alright, last helis have arrived, I think. We're about to go any second. There's so many helis. This was basically kind of my... what you call it? That golden ticket that I was hoping that I had in my hands with the amount of helicopters I had. So we open up with the mortars. They're firing smoke all across that front line. Just to basically, you know, break the line of sight between their units and my units. Mainly their anti-air and stuff. That is really essential. Alright, boys. Smoke has been put down. It is time for the push. Man, that was heartbreaking. That is kind of how the entire thing went, by the way. We did spot a command over here. That's why we unloaded most of our airmobiles in the middle. Only 3 of them managed to touch down, which is quite sad. But we did manage to destroy that command, so that's something. Su-22 M4 just absolutely annihilated that airmobile. But the cool thing is, This is kind of keeping Zeke busy again. And it's allowing me to bring in the last amount of units that I do have, which is Jägerhaufklärer. Besides that, we are broke. Okay. We are absolutely broke. So we got about 12 minutes left here. Chain is having a really fun battle. Leopard 2A3 is going at it against T64 once again. I think the Leopard 2A3's got this one. Yeah, probably does. There's another Leopard 2A3 over here. These guys are rookie, by the way, which is never a good idea, but when you don't really have the numbers, you kind of have to go for rookie. But in that case, I would also have a command close to them. Ooh, ATGM on the side shot. Yep. I got a beautiful side shot on that tank. That was gorgeous. So yeah, once again, the left side really didn't work. It kept him busy, I guess. It kind of disoriented what he was trying to do. But we are out of units, as you can see. Heinz is helping with a couple of helicopters. Apache ATGM was getting fired at by Eagles, but all of these guys are out of ammo. So this guy's actually really lucky. Right side, still a fun brawl. Middle, THC is now actually in firm control of the area. Very well done here by our teammate, who was really new and was actually getting guided by someone else on Discord. Now, if we just look at the artillery, there's quite a few of it. There's quite a few. Lots of RM-70s. It is nice to see these being used again. So I do respect that. And these are, I believe, yeah, these are high explosives. And I kind of want to see what kind of damage output these guys have. So we're going to look at a couple of these units here. They are opening up right now. What is the aiming time on this? 20 seconds aiming time. That's actually really good. Here we go. Wow. That is honestly really good damage. Jeez. Kind of short but sweet, like it's, you know, it immediately blankets the entire area. It'll stun pretty much everything. But it's not going to do a ton of damage, but it is going to mess up units there. So THC is moving up. Infantry up front, tanks in the back. Good. One thing that his aide was telling is that his AA now needs to move up a little bit as well. So there's a couple of track rapiers back there. This one I wouldn't probably move up, but these javelins have kind of been forgotten about. But the track rapiers could be moved to the edge a little bit more. But in general, really good push here. Ooh, beautiful shot on that T-80. That was gorgeous. Really well done. But at this point, I do kind of point out, yeah, we just need to get some recon helis. Because we have 9 minutes. We gotta stop that tick. So we just need to get some recon helis to just fly over the territory, look for that command, really aggressively, and try to just doink it as fast as possible. Man, all that missed. Come on, Javelin. There you go. So I do decide to help out here a little bit. So THC is getting some gazelles. I get some gazelles. Left side is basically a total loss. I'm in full damage control mode. So I'm even fighting with Hueys, which is not a good idea, obviously. My units are getting blasted. Okay. Not going good. Now over here, total loss. India is. Oh, here we go. We already spotted the command. We're moving all these recon helis across. I have Gazelle cannon recon units, so they have the 20mm autocannon on it. With that, we're gonna try to blast that Spetsnaz command. Really good autocannons, to be honest with you. We also get our Mirage just to gun run it, and with that, it is a full cap. Look at that. And that should bring it down to neutral? Or 1, +1? No, neutral. But not too bad. Meanwhile, on the right side, we have Shane doing a huge push. Panzer Grenadiers, M113s just rushing forward. And we actually spot the command here. Immediately we mark it. And that is now going to be our main objective. So all of these Pence Grenadiers are moving straight through this smoke. They're gonna try to get close to this dude. The amount of anti-air here is amazing as well. Blinking Faust did some damage. I think 2 of them hit. Wow, they actually finished that off. Nice. Get a nice bombing run on that tank. That's gonna be quite messed up. Stunned. Only 1 HP damage to it. But still, it is pushed out of the zone. Now over here, Heinz is trying to get his command back in. He has some airborne dragons that he's moving in. Really good units to have. He has a couple of helicopters here guarding it as well. And meanwhile on the left side, Zeke seems like he just kind of stopped pushing. But he could have definitely destroyed my face if he attack moved with everything. Because I have nothing left here. Maybe he was being merciful. This is arguably the worst deck to play, by the way. I don't want anyone telling me that Territorial Commando Suit is good. It's so trash. And I'm gonna tell you guys why after this game, okay? Definitely F tier. Probably one of the, if not the worst battle group in the game. I don't really know any other battle group that is currently out that is as bad. ADA has much better infantry, like Spetsnaz for example. So they even have that going on. They have better tanks. Better AA, arguably. They have like Cubs and Bucks. So yeah, we got the worst deck and we survive. So 6 minutes left. We are still +1 because we have the 2 right zones capped and left one contested. And Shane has done a wonderful job here. So Leopard 185 is moving in. They route the T-64. And their objective is to finish it off. So we get 2 more shots that both hit. And are they going to finish it? Ooh, man, they have hit every single shot on these guys. Ooh. My F-16 actually finishes the job. And we destroy that command. So right now, I'm kind of just leaving the left alone and trying to help elsewhere. So we do get a command unit over here to try to sneak that in. And I noticed that this gap is really dangerous. But at some point, we also need to, you know, respond to that, because that is not a good idea to leave open that much. But the F-16 AT with the Mavericks, really good unit to have. I'm definitely, you know, growing fond of units like these. We take out the Shilka and the BMP-3 just like that. They're fire and forget, obviously. Wait, are they? Yep, they are fire and forget. So you can just kind of do that kind of stuff. An F-16, really good ECM, 30%. Fast. Very good agility. So it's honestly a really good air-to-ground plane. So here we notice that there is a unit moving in. And we already know what it is. That's going to be a command, so we get everyone to focus on this guy. That needs to go. Somehow, we have an Apache here that was ready. And we managed to destroy that immediately. So this was a really good positioning by Heinz with all of his helicopters. And we, you know, we avoid that horrible scenario that they captured this zone. That would have been bad. They would have been +1 again, and they could have probably just driven it all the way down here afterwards. So, crisis averted over there. SU-27 flying over all of our AA, getting quite hammered by all the Gepards, so that was actually fun to see. And the enemy puts in a new command. But, since we have some helicopters, we can spot that quite easily. So the Gazelle cannon here is looking for the commands. And we actually spot the Pioneer Führer. But that shouldn't be a huge problem here. Oh yeah, this game was insanely stressful. And I do mean insanely stressful. Ooh. Man, the Tornado IDS was trying to get it, I think. That didn't quite work though. Oh, here we go. I think that was just a little bit too far to the right. Yeah, it was. So we spot it once again with the Gazelle cannon. That's gonna give the challengers the necessary intel. And we're gonna start blasting that command. 3 minutes left here. And there she goes. That's gonna put us back up to +2. Right side is firmly in control. Shane did a wonderful job here. Just amazing. Now going back to the left, still a lot of units. Now I am very thankful that Zeke didn't just right click with his units because there's not much I can do to stop him. But that could have been one thing they could have done. But then again, if we move to Zeke's point of view, he's also helping elsewhere, so maybe he just didn't want to risk, you know, risk the zone. There's still activity here. Maybe he didn't want to risk it while he was also focusing on some other things. Which is perfectly reasonable. Over here, you didn't see it, but these Gazelle Hots actually destroyed a command that was trying to get into the zone. This guy here. Hauled in by, I think, either Seamus or Maverick. Man, air power just reigns supreme. But yeah, we got about 2 minutes left. Not really much happens the rest of the game. Pioneers are trying to move in. My assault engineers, or airborne engineers, Jaeger, Pioneer are just holding on for dear life. Poor Bovors, man. Jesus. That was a bit overkill. Yeah, we actually managed to survive this. Look at that. A couple of, like, cheap Gazelle cannons positioned in a defensive spot, they can be really, really deadly. That's doing a ton of damage. Now it's out of ammo, but that is a really, really powerful position and unit to have. So right now we move our command back into the zone. We actually smoke it as well. And we just keep it in that smoke just to keep the +3 tick going and ensure victory. And on the right side, Shane is just W keying his units forward. Leopard 2A3 moving in. That Desaniki is gonna get it. Yep, that has really good RPGs. 18 AP, really good accuracy as well. Ooh, 2 hits. Yeah, that's gonna go down. Or maybe not. Is it gonna stun it? Good smoke. That might have just saved it. Let's see what the Conquerors do. Man, that's gonna be a close one. That needs to miss. Nope. Man, good kill by the Conquerors. That's a 2A3 it just destroyed. Really well done. That was a fight and a half. That was rough. I was not ready for this. I went negative, but I was expecting it to go much more negative. That was just absolute craziness. But the F4s, they did quite well. The 155s did okay. The Roland 3, this guy did some damage. 6 planes taken out. Gazelle cannons did good. F16 did good. But yeah. In general, really bad battle group. I should probably delete it, not have it in that list, just in case it, you know, selects it by accident. I don't even know where it is. Oh, there it is. It is so bad, man. Like, logistics, okay, that's fine. Infantry, the only things you have are basically airmobiles and Green Berets. And Jaeger. So on paper, it's good. But Warsaw Pact has so much better infantry, and if you're up against the 4th, which I was, or the 35th, or the 7th, or the 79th, where they have Spetsnaz, GRU, all that kind of stuff, you know, Saparies, it's gonna be a hard time. And the other thing is, you don't have any IFVs or APCs, so also no autocannons. In the artillery, quite strong with M110s. That's about it. So in the tank tab, you have nothing. You have M48s that you can spam out, but they're, you know, they're not cheap. 3 points. Recon tab definitely is something that I'm gonna have to adjust and put much more units, or many more units in Recon tab. Definitely get the BGS in there as well. AA is strong, I'll give it that. It has some really good units to have here, or to use. Helicopters, relatively weak. You just have autocannon helis and some Gazelle Hots. And then the air tab, also quite weak, I would say. It's not too weak, but it could be much better. But compared to other battle groups, it's quite underpowered. You know, if you go to the 4th Machutsu, which my opponent used, you have Fallschirmjäger that are forward deploy, Fallschirmjäger Metis, you have a Smirch, you have actual tanks. I just have T-55s, because I love the AT gems. But you have the Einsatzgruppe, Sprengtaucher, Mataufklärer and Mi-8 rockets. You have good helicopters, okay-ish plane tab, but in general you just have so much more strength and like pushing force. You have BMPs, which is huge, and you have some good infantry that can just buff your front line with, and grenade launchers, SPGs, pioneers. So yeah, definitely an F tier battle group after that one especially. I can't really name any other battle group that is worse than that. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, hopefully you know, with the new battle groups added to the game after like a couple weeks after that, I'll do a new battle group tier list. There's definitely a lot of changes that I need to implement into the existing tier list. But that'll be some fun times. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys back soon. Take care.